If you've ever been told, feeling weak while walking is just part of getting older, I want you to pause for a moment, because research over the last few years suggests that belief is not only incomplete, it may actually be holding millions of adults back from regaining strength, balance, and confidence after 60. Studies published between 2022 and 2026 from universities and medical centers have linked walking weakness not simply to aging itself, but to very specific, often correctable changes in muscles, nerves, balance systems, and even the brain. In other words, the problem is not that your body is too old. The problem is that it's missing the right signals. And the good news is that those signals can be retrained at almost any age. This matters deeply because walking weakness is not just about feeling tired on a stroll. It affects independence, confidence, and safety. Difficulty walking increases fall risk, limits social life, and often starts a downward spiral where people move less, lose more strength, and become even more unstable. Research consistently shows that preserving walking ability after 60 is one of the strongest predictors of living independently, staying cognitively sharp, and maintaining overall quality of life. That's why today's video is so important. Before we go further, take a moment to comment below. Tell me your age and where you're watching from. I truly do read the comments, and I do my best to reply, especially when people share their personal challenges. It also helps others watching feel less alone in what they're experiencing. Now, let's get into what actually fixes walking weakness after 60, structured as a simple countdown. These are not extreme workouts or complicated routines. They are evidence-informed strategies that target the real reasons seniors feel weak while walking and why most people overlook them. One of the most overlooked causes of walking weakness after 60 is reduced ankle and foot strength. Many people focus on thighs or hips and completely ignore what's happening below the knees. Research suggests that with aging, the small stabilizing muscles in the feet and ankles lose strength and responsiveness faster than larger muscles. These muscles are critical because they are your first line of defense every time your foot hits the ground. If they're weak or slow to react, your brain senses instability and your body automatically shortens your stride, stiffens your joints, and makes walking feel exhausting and unsafe. After 60, this becomes especially important because nerve conduction slows slightly with age, meaning your body relies even more on strong, responsive muscles to maintain balance. The science shows that improving ankle strength and mobility can significantly improve gait speed and reduce fall risk. Here's how to start safely. Begin seated. Place both feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift your heels while keeping your toes down, then lower them back down. Breathe out as you lift, breathe in as you lower. Start with 10 slow repetitions. Then switch. Lift your toes while keeping your heels down, again for 10 slow repetitions. If you feel cramps, stop and shake your feet gently. Once that feels comfortable, progress to standing while holding on to a chair or countertop. Perform the same heel raises and toe lifts, keeping your posture tall and your breathing steady. Safety tip: always have something sturdy to hold on to and stop if you feel dizzy or unsteady. Over time, you can progress by doing these exercises on one foot at a time or by slowing the movement even more. Slower movements increase muscle activation and balance training without increasing impact. Just 2 to 3 minutes a day can make a noticeable difference within a few weeks. Now, number 4. Another major but underestimated factor is hip stability, especially the muscles on the sides of the hips. These muscles help keep your pelvis level when you walk. Research has linked weakness in these muscles to a shuffling gait, lower back discomfort, and increased fall risk. Many seniors unknowingly lose strength here because walking alone does not fully activate these stabilizers. After 60, hip stability becomes critical because it supports upright posture and reduces unnecessary strain on the knees and spine.
When these muscles are weak, your body compensates by tightening other areas, which makes walking feel harder than it should. To address this, start with a simple side leg exercise. Stand next to a chair, holding it lightly with one hand. Shift your weight onto the leg closest to the chair. Slowly lift the outside leg to the side, keeping your toes facing forward. Do not lean your upper body. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. Start with 8 repetitions on each side. If standing feels challenging, you can do this lying on your side on a firm surface, bending the bottom knee slightly for support. The key is slow, controlled movement and steady breathing. As you progress, you can add a pause of 2 seconds at the top of each lift, or increase repetitions gradually. The goal is not speed or burn. The goal is teaching your hips to stabilize your body smoothly during walking.
Now, number 3. This one surprises many people. Walking weakness is often linked to reduced leg circulation and muscle endurance, not just strength. Studies suggest that with age, blood vessels become less flexible, which can reduce oxygen delivery to working muscles. When muscles don't get enough oxygen, they fatigue faster, even if they are technically strong. This is why some seniors say, "My legs feel heavy," or "I get tired quickly even though I'm not in pain." Improving circulation and endurance can dramatically change how walking feels. A safe and effective way to do this is through gentle interval-style movement. Instead of walking continuously until you're tired, walk for 1 to 2 minutes at a comfortable pace, then stop and march in place slowly for 30 seconds, lifting your knees only as high as feels safe. Breathe steadily through your nose if possible. Repeat this cycle 3 to 5 times. If marching feels unstable, you can sit down and do seated knee lifts instead. Over time, you can increase the walking intervals slightly while keeping rest periods short. At this point in the video, if this is already helping you understand why walking feels harder than it used to, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I share daily senior health tips designed specifically for adults over 55, focusing on what actually works, not trends or extremes.
Now let's move to number 2. One of the most misunderstood contributors to walking weakness after 60 is breathing and core coordination. Research has linked shallow breathing patterns to reduced core stability and balance. Many people unknowingly hold their breath or breathe very shallowly while walking, especially if they feel unsteady. This increases tension and reduces efficiency. After 60, proper breathing becomes even more important because the diaphragm plays a role in postural stability. When breathing is coordinated with movement, walking becomes smoother and less tiring. Here's a simple practice. Stand tall or sit upright. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Inhale slowly through your nose, allowing your belly to expand while your chest stays relatively still. Exhale gently through your mouth. Practice this for 1 minute. Then apply it to walking. As you walk, inhale for 2 steps and exhale for 3 or 4 steps. This slightly longer exhale helps calm the nervous system and improve balance. Safety tip: if you feel lightheaded, return to normal breathing and slow down. To progress, practice gentle core engagement by imagining you are zipping up a jacket from your lower abdomen to your rib cage as you exhale. This should feel supportive, not tight.
And now we arrive at number 1, the most powerful and underrated fix for walking weakness after 60. The mind-body connection, specifically balance training that involves the brain, is the missing link for most seniors. Research suggests that walking is not just a physical task, it is a neurological one. Balance, coordination, and confidence are controlled by communication between your brain, inner ear, eyes, and muscles. When this communication weakens, your body feels unstable, even if your muscles are strong. After 60, the brain's adaptability remains remarkably high, but only if it is challenged in the right way. Traditional advice, like just walk more, often fails because it does not retrain balance reactions or cognitive involvement. Here's a simple but powerful approach. Start by standing near a counter or wall. Shift your weight slowly from one foot to the other as if you were walking in place without lifting your feet. As you do this, gently turn your head side to side, keeping your eyes focused ahead. Breathe slowly and evenly. This may feel surprisingly challenging at first. That's a good sign. It means your brain is being re-engaged. Perform this for 30 seconds, rest, and repeat once or twice. As you progress, you can lift one foot slightly off the ground for 1 or 2 seconds, then switch sides. Eventually, you can combine this with slow walking, focusing on smooth transitions and awareness rather than speed. The key here is consistency, not intensity. Just a few minutes a day can lead to meaningful improvements in balance, confidence, and walking ease over time. When you put all of this together, it becomes clear why this targeted approach works better than walking alone. Walking is important, but without addressing foot strength, hip stability, circulation, breathing, and brain involvement, it often reinforces the same limitations. These strategies require less time, place less stress on the joints, and support not only strength and balance, but also cognition and confidence at any age. Before we finish, I'd like you to share a bit about yourself in the comments. What daily activity has become harder for you after 60? How much do you currently exercise in a typical week? And what is your biggest obstacle right now? Fear of falling, pain, fatigue, or not knowing what to do? Your answers help guide future videos and help others feel understood. And finally, a quick reminder. This video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before starting any new exercise routine, especially if you have existing health conditions or concerns.